Early morning in Albero, the village famed for its ancient trellis houses, we discovered fresh tracks of a wild boar herd. Right on the edge of the field, we gathered quickly, determined the herd's direction, and set up ambush points. Everyone knew the terrain by heart, so within minutes we were ready. At first, it felt like a routine hunt, but none of us expected what came next, a fierce counterattack from the herd. The danger was far greater than anticipated. Could we push forward, capture them, or would we be forced to yield before nature's ferocity? Join us on this perilous chase to find out. No matter how cunning, wild boars are creatures of habit. They follow the same trails between their feeding grounds and shelters. And we knew that pattern well. That morning, we waited near a dry, grassy field, knowing sooner or later one would cross in search of food. Sure enough, a sow suddenly appeared. The first shot startled her, and she bolted forward. The hunting dogs immediately charged after her. Bullets tore through the air, striking the target. The beast staggered before vanishing into the woods. The chase lasted only minutes, but it was enough to push back one threat. For hunters, victory doesn't come only from strength, but from a sharp mind that reads the prey and acts at the right moment. Not long after, nearby, as if by habit, another dark shape lumbered down the forest trail in search of food. Mark raised his binoculars, studying its every move, then directed all attention to the target. Without hesitation, he ordered John, the team's top marksman, to fire. A single bullet sliced through the air. The deafening crack echoed, precise and final. The beast collapsed instantly, disappearing beneath the tall, dry grass. Our seamless coordination wasn't just from training, but from hundreds of hunts together, in forests, on mountains, through the harshest seasons. At midday, under the scorching sun, we had just stopped to rest by the field when the reeds nearby began to rustle. Suddenly, a jet-black boar burst out, sprinting along the path. I lifted my rifle in a flash, aimed and fired a clean hit. The dogs rushed in, overwhelming the animal, leaving it no chance to rise again. That instant reflex and decisiveness is something every hunter must possess. No matter the circumstances, we stand firm, protecting every inch of farmland, never letting these destroyers survive. By late afternoon, the sun had eased, and we switched to dirt bikes to conserve energy across the wide fields. Suddenly, another dark figure appeared, running wildly across the open ground. John signaled for me to pursue. Gunfire echoed one after another, but the beast was clever, zigzagging unpredictably. As John and I closed in from both sides, it faltered. I seized the moment, fired, and struck true. Our success was the result of careful preparation and flawless teamwork bound by a common mission. We climbed into the pickup and drove across another field, following fresh tracks pressed into the dry soil. At one point, Ellie got out to scout. The dogs ran ahead while she quietly followed, her eyes scanning every movement. John sat beside me, gripping his rifle, ready at any moment. Mark held the wheel steady, guiding us toward the harvested fields, where boars often hid among leftover straw stacks. Suddenly, a dark blur shot across our path. Instinctively, I pulled the trigger. Gunshots erupted in rhythm with my racing breath. Experience told me, opportunities last only a split second, and I made mine count, dropping the beast and restoring peace to the field. As evening fell, the blazing sunset shone directly into my face. A herd of wild boars was fleeing toward the forest after wreaking havoc on the fields. Exhausted and drenched in sweat, I focused every shot with pinpoint accuracy. One by one, they collapsed, ending the chase quickly and decisively. But remember this, if you are not a seasoned hunter, never confront them. At any moment, you could become the prey. The sun dipped below the tree-line, and the last rays faded. Darkness set in, yet the mission wasn't over. John raised the scope, locked onto a lone black boar on the field. 2 shots rang out. Startled, it bolted into the forest. Another threat driven back. By nightfall, we decided not to pursue further. We packed up, climbed into the old buggy, and quietly left the fields. As we rode away, we replayed the footage on our Canon camera, each frame a fragment of memory from an unforgettable day of hunting. We take pride in protecting the fields and the peaceful lives of the people of Albero. Though the hunt is grueling and dangerous, we never falter because the safety of the village always comes first. Stay with us and join us again on the next journey. Have you ever faced a life or death encounter with a giant and ferocious wild boar? I did. It was a moment that I often call a life or death encounter between man and wild animal. The story takes place in a dense forest in the Ardan region in the northeast of France. I went with Pierre and Laurent, 2 close friends and well-known marksmen in the local hunting club. We were told by veteran hunters that there was an unusually large wild boar, estimated to be over 150 kilograms, that was constantly attacking the local farmers' pastures, digging and destroying fences. Several hunters tried, but the animal always disappeared like a ghost in the dense forest. Our hunting party had more than 20 people, divided into small groups to search for wild boar in different directions. Pierre and Laurent, I headed southwest, where the forest was deep and dense. Suddenly, a roar echoed from ahead. Not a single one, but a whole pack. The hounds rushed forward, howling urgently. Pierre whispered, "Here it is. Get ready." We slowly approached and opened fire. Loud explosions mingled with the barking of dogs. The boar was hit and rolled down the slope. After killing a wild boar, we felt motivated again. The team continued to search for traces of wild boars. The deeper we went, the more humid the forest smelled. The fallen leaves partly concealed the footprints of wild boars. Therefore, the search became more difficult. As Loran was hesitantly moving to another area, we heard rustling not far away. We breathed lightly, held our guns firmly, and moved slowly. After a while, we spotted a wild boar moving through the trees. Quickly, Loran took aim and successfully killed it with one shot. At noon, after an hour of rest to regain strength, although everyone was exhausted, no one gave up. While resting at the edge of the forest, we heard the barking of dogs again, along with the sound of hurried footsteps as if being chased. Pierre and I quickly held our guns firmly and pulled the trigger. The big wild boar collapsed on the spot. The others ran away into the forest. We quickly chased after them, determined not to let any wild boar escape. With great speed, this wild boar ran away into a dense area with many very tall trees. From a good position, we opened fire on it, but the boar was not hit. It managed to escape our sight. It is undeniable that wild boars are becoming more intelligent. Perhaps they have developed an instinct to avoid danger. However, what we fear is not their escape, but the possibility of their return. The wild boars that are not exterminated will certainly return in the future and continue to destroy the farm, causing much more serious damage. In the afternoon, we moved towards the edge of the forest, where the farm bordered, to gather our spoils. It seemed that we would not be able to harvest any more wild boars, but our pack of dogs discovered their tracks. After a while of chasing, we discovered a herd of wild boars, all of them large in size. Perhaps because they sensed danger, they ran very fast. We shot continuously and killed several wild boars. By the end of the day, we had killed dozens of wild boars. Some were downed with a single shot. Loran said that shooting quickly was a natural respect we had for them. Today's video ends here. How do you feel today? Please comment below to let us know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. The Georgia Valley, an arid land where thorny bushes grow densely under the scorching sun, is now under siege. Wild hogs, ferocious beasts with razor-sharp tusks and cunning minds, have turned this place into their territory. They dig up the land, destroy crops, leaving behind desolate trails of dust and rock. The wild hog's relentless destruction has spread throughout the region, drawing hunting teams from all over to this valley. Vehicles are rolling in, fully equipped with firearms, ready for the battle to reclaim this land from these beasts. In Georgia, wild hogs don't just go in groups, they possess razor-sharp tusks and cunning intelligence, spreading chaos across the arid valley. Each year, these wild hogs cause millions of dollars in damages, turning farmers' dreams into nightmares. Trees are uprooted and water sources are contaminated by the muddy paths they create. Their destruction isn't just an economic burden, it's a fight for survival, forcing hunting teams to step in and protect this land. Just as I was moving around to locate the wild boars, the herd suddenly appeared. They ran up onto the road. I quickly raised my gun and pulled the trigger. The first shot rang out. One boar was taken down, but the others scattered in all directions. What a shame I was out there alone. A gunshot echoed from another location, the moment another hunter spotted his target. Oh no, a miss shot. In a valley filled with dense thorny bushes, it's incredibly hard to pinpoint the exact direction the wild boars are running. What a pity to let them get away, but it just goes to show how fast these creatures really are. Next time, I'll make sure to aim more precisely. Our new stop was amidst a thicket of thorny bushes. The wind howled through, rustling the shrubs and swaying the branches, as if foreshadowing an approaching storm. Hidden beneath the dense canopy, the wild boars, cunning beasts of the forest, lay in wait. But we would not allow these monsters any chance to escape. The hunting dogs had locked onto the target and barked furiously. My teammate spotted the wild boar's hiding place. He raised his rifle and took careful aim, leaving no chance for the prey to escape. The gunshot rang out, and the boar dropped instantly. The echoes of gunfire rolled across the valley as more wild boars were taken down, one by one, with ruthless precision. The hunt was growing more intense. Only the fastest, strongest, and luckiest could hope to survive. But now, luck is no longer on the side of these wild boars. Next, we moved to higher ground with a wide view of the valley to get good firing angles. As soon as I spotted a target running alone among the bushes, I seized the opportunity, pulled the trigger, and the wild hog instantly. The hunting dogs diligently continue their work, sniffing out and locating the wild hog's hiding spots. Charlie's, my teammate, swiftly raised his rifle, took precise aim at the prey, and then an ear-splitting shot rang out. The prey could no longer. Here it is. Another wild hog is darting through the bushes. They're incredibly fast. I was already in position, ready to pull the trigger. After accurately determining the prey's path, the shot rang out. But they were too quick. Then another shot echoed. This time it couldn't escape. After completing the hunt in the high visibility area, we moved through the dense bushes where long-range visibility was obscured. The thick, intertwined bushes combined with the rugged landscape created countless escape routes for them. The continuous barking of the dogs rang out, and simultaneously, I raised my rifle, aimed towards the sound of their barks. The shot echoed. I quickly followed the dogs' barks to the wild hog's location. Moments later, the hog's bulky body was still twitching in the bushes, about to heave itself up. Another shot rang out, and it lay motionless there, unable to escape. The golden light of sunset had fallen. In the quiet air, we patiently followed the tracks, still searching for our prey. The hounds barked fiercely. Gunshots rang out in rapid succession. The hunt was more intense and challenging than ever. After a fierce battle, the wild boars were finally taken down, but the scars of their destruction remained etched into the dry soil of Georgia. Fields torn apart, crops devastated, and the livelihoods of many threatened. Without strong control measures, these cunning beasts will continue to multiply and wreak havoc. This battle is... Hit like, share, and subscribe to follow the next intense chapters of this wild boar hunt.
Wild boars reproduce uncontrollably, devastate crops, and pose a serious threat to the local ecosystem. Faced with that reality, our hunting team was forced to deploy the most effective strategy: airborne pursuit by helicopter. Every flight is a battle, where speed, tactics, and reflexes must be pushed to the limit. There's no room for hesitation in this war. Once a target is locked, it must be taken down. Over the horizon as we lift off. The helicopter gently vibrates as it carries us into the sky. Only a few minutes into the flight, we spot our first target. A herd of large, fat boars are charging ahead at breakneck speed. They zigzag constantly, but their hoof prints in the sand betray them, revealing every movement. No matter how many times they change direction, my rifle doesn't waver. Wherever they go, our helicopter follows close behind. One by one, the boars fall under a continuous rain of gunfire. Just as planned, not a single target is missed. As we advance into the grasslands and denser forests, the chopper continually adjusts its altitude with flexibility, giving us a clear vantage point. The moment I spot a herd of boars below, I steady my grip and unleash a rapid burst of gunfire. Though the helicopter sways slightly, we maintain our calm and precise aim. Most of the wild boars drop, though a few clever ones manage to escape in time. My God, they just keep coming. We fired countless rounds just to bring them down. It's hard to imagine the destruction this field would face if we didn't take them out. The number of boars on the field is overwhelming, forcing us to circle back several times to finish the job thoroughly. The withered corn rows after harvest blend into the dark color of the boars, making them hard to spot at a glance. The roar of the helicopter alerts them to danger, and they bolt at full speed. We use every second to lock on, take aim, and fire quickly. Not a single one escapes. Open terrain and sparse forest like this make it easier to pinpoint the boars' exact locations. However, they no longer move in herds. They've scattered in all directions, reacting instantly to the roar of the helicopter above. A tense showdown unfolds. With precise, relentless shots, the boars are taken down one after another, quickly and efficiently. This hunt is not just a test of stamina, but a battle of wits, patience, and the ability to make split-second decisions. Dense forests are considered safe zones by the boars, places to hide and escape danger. So, we circle around, deliberately pushing them toward the forest's edge, then swiftly give chase. Let's see where they think they can run them. Before our icy muzzles, the wild boars are swiftly eliminated. Speeds up to 50 kilometers h and incredible agility, wild boars aren't easy target. The helicopter gives us the edge in visibility, but it still has to constantly adjust course to keep up with their zigzagging route. But this time, the hunting team triumphed. Even darting like black arrows, the boars couldn't escape our deadly shots. Skill, experience, and decisive action helped us complete the mission flawlessly. Activity, and it energizes us too. In just a few short minutes, an unknown number of wild boars are taken down in a rapid-fire sequence of shots. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.